and welcome to another episode of the playonultra podcast. This is episode 167.
Woo!
Woohoo. This is the first episode of 2020.
Oh my goodness. Roaring 20s, everybody. Yay.
This is my look for the 2020s mustache.
I like it.
Oh my God.
This is just me lazy, not wanting to shave.
Is that the message of 2020s? We're bringing back the lazy? Mm-hmm. When did the lazy ever leave?
Yeah. So yes, we haven't recorded in 3 weeks?
Yeah. we
things
had a
have not
lot
happened,
to do.
though.
Oh yeah, so busy. Important things.
Very important things.
Eating and drinking.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Eating buttery
Not enough
mash.
drinking maybe on my part, but plenty of eating.
The dead speak.
So how were your New Year's?
Pretty quiet. You know what I did spend my New Year's doing? And Foe's gonna make fun of me for this, but this is absolutely true. The entire 2 days, I watched the entire Witcher.
Nice. Why would I make fun of you for that? That's awesome.
I don't know. I just thought
I
you
think
might.
it took me 2 days as well. Wait, why would Fo make fun of you?
No, he and I were having this discussion way earlier about comparing Witcher and
Similar.
Mandalorian.
I wasn't saying one was better, one was worse.
Okay.
I still don't really see them as
watched-
similar,
I
but I
just
do
finished
like them
Mando
both.
yesterday, and I finished The Witcher a week before, and I can
Yeah.
tell you right now, I prefer The Witcher.
I like them both for sure. I mean, to me, they're not. I don't know. Do you know what The Witcher
You
like?
can't
The
compare
feeling
it.
it
It's
gets.
difficult.
To me, I mean, I don't know. To me, they're very they're just different feels to me. But I wasn't sure what I was gonna feel about The Witcher just because I'm not super familiar at all with the series. I was watching it with my brother who is pretty familiar with the series, and so that was good because it took us about 3 to 4 episodes to realize, oh, these are 3 different timelines. I didn't realize that at first. Which I
That's
mean,
the most. That's probably the
that's the
worst thing
hardest
they
part.
decided to do.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't really. I think from a from a direction standpoint, how they implemented the 3 different timelines with each story, I really liked. I think it just was not obvious enough that it's 3 different
Yeah, it
timelines
wasn't obvious
at
enough.
first.
And yeah, they didn't change much. Some people on Twitter were like, "Oh, if it's the past, he's wearing shoulder pads or something." And
There's you can't really.
You don't want your
tell.
audience to be using those kind of cues.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really know how you elegantly do it. I'm not a movie director at all. I just feel like even a simple year stamp or something really needed to be used there. Just because
They
I
were
feel
very
like that's
coy about it. I don't know why.
yeah. And the
It was
problem is
almost
it's
like
not
that was that was the direction they wanted to go with it. Like,
I mean, they definitely
guess.
dropped hints, but there's no benefit to obfuscating the information.
Yeah, it really doesn't help. I mean, some of the hints they dropped were kind of cool. I was pretty sure at one point they give us a picture of, I think it's the incest couple or something. You see
Yes.
a painting of them, and then you see them as kids in the next scene or something like that. That was
Yes.
cool. I was like, oh hey. But otherwise, yeah, the problem is that you made it almost made it seem like, oh, we're trying to obfuscate this so that we can make this a big reveal when you see where Geralt has been during the future whatever timeline. But honestly, it takes so long to get there, not because it's slow paced, but because there's 8 or 10 episodes that at that point you're just lost. So it really doesn't make a lot of sense.
it was
I
easier
am
for me
looking-
to see because I read the books. So
That's fair.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's-
sure.
I was
Which is-
lucky
shouldn't
to,
be the case.
I guess I picked up on the hints pretty quickly. Like episode 3, I think I figured it out.
I think
but,
it was
mean,
for me, yeah.
I don't know if I don't even know if if you can. I don't know if you can figure it out earlier. I don't know if they even hint anything.
No. I will admit though I was definitely way more interested in 2 of those timelines than one of them. I
I
wasn't
mean, nobody
super
cares about Siri.
Okay, I feel like I like Siri, but I did not care what she was doing. That's the problem.
Right,
she
I
should be
love
better
her.
in
Yeah.
season 2 because now that
That's
I think so.
yeah,
As
so
she becomes
because
a
now that
Witcher, it'll be way
Geralt
better.
found her,
Yeah.
they will train her in the Witcher way to fight and stuff.
exactly.
She'll be a
'cause,
badass.
Exactly, because I really like her character, don't get me wrong. It's just that I was not interested in anything she was doing until she finally, got close to Geralt. That's it.
I like The Witcher, but I really dislike the lack of chemistry that Yennefer has with all the other characters. She had no chemistry
Really
at all.
unlikable.
Yeah.
It's like
no, I mean, I
she
understand.
kind of bored like, oh, she's got a good heart, but she does bad things. Like she's like motivated, but and she goes about it the wrong way. But it's like no, she's kind of just a bad person.
I
Like,
mean, it's
have
hard.
a
I
lot of
really
sympathy
wanted
for
to
her.
like her. I
Like in
really,
the-
really did.
in the
I really, really
in the
wanted to
books
like
and
her.
the games, I really like the character. But this one, she
Yeah.
just lacked the chemistry, and she just lacked, I don't know, a lot of things. I'm not sure. Like,
I think for me, what
I
was
think that was the
hard.
weakest casting. Personally, that was the weakest.
Maybe,
one.
yeah. It's hard to. I don't
I
know.
like the Bard. The Bard was okay.
Oh, he was
It's
great.
all about Mouse Sack. Mouse Sack's the best. I like Mouse Sack.
Yeah.
Also,
Queen Calanthe is probably one of my favorites.
She was amazing.
Yeah.
I loved her.
And her
She
husband,
was
they were
great.
both pretty cool.
Yeah, they were.
Oh,
yeah,
you
he
saw,
was pretty
you
good
saw
too.
that? You saw that thing that went viral for a while? That Daily Wire guy that was like
Yeah.
women
Oh
can't
my
fight with
gosh.
swords and stuff, and Queen Calanthe.
Daily
I
Wire's
just saw that today.
You should
Yeah,
have just
Daily
made Queen
Wire's
Calanthe
trying
a
to be
guy because he
relevant.
was burping. She was burping and dirty and like I'm like what?
Daily Wire is just trying to be relevant because
Yeah.
honestly, they're just terrible, and so they're just doing something to get people to yell at them. Because yeah, that was the stupidest thing I'd heard in a while. I was like, okay, but I think my most annoying like issue with those kinds of articles that are obviously just there to rile people up. They're not there because the writers really believe it. At least I have a hard time believing that. But I think the worst part about it was I only saw this on Twitter when people were sharing it. Were the amount of people trying to like half justify the article. Like they would be like, listen, I don't completely agree with this, but and I'm like, no, just stop. You don't. Like it's dumb.
And he was
Thankfully,
saying
that
like
was-
and every sword is like 5 to 10 pounds, and everybody who actually did sword play or sword practice like nah, the heaviest sword is like 5 pounds.
Yeah, whatever, dude. You don't
Yeah, it's fucking Queen Calanthe is
so-
amazing. She's a badass.
Yeah, she's great. I love her.
They did a really good job of
I
making
mean-
you annoyed at her decisions, but as a character,
Oh,
She
yeah.
was very upsetting in the Law of Surprise
Yeah,
scene,
yeah.
where
Yeah.
that turned me away from her pretty hard.
but I guess that's
See,
a
I
character.
love
She's
because
like
she's so-
proud and like just a lot of pride and
Yeah, I have little patience for pride.
yeah.
I get that.
It's
No,
one of
for
my,
sure,
it's
I
one of my
get
least
that.
favorite sins.
I completely can understand that, especially like when you realize that all the stuff she did to like Geralt's just trying to help out her granddaughter and all the crap she does, and I totally understand that. But I don't know, I kind of really just liked her, like all that stuff. I don't know, she was an interesting character,
yeah,
but
I
I
love
can
her.
understand the irritation for sure.
She's definitely like
She was,
maybe
It was
my
like Kylo Ren.
top 3.
yeah, yeah, I get that, yeah.
Her husband was pretty funny too.
Yeah, you know the character I didn't know how to feel about, and I can't think of her name, but it's Yennefer's
Teacher?
The teacher?
I didn't really know how to feel about her, only because of Yennefer. I didn't know how to feel about her. I was
not-
like, okay, is the teacher abusive or is she good? Like
Yeah,
I
it kind of
didn't.
seems
Yeah,
like
I-
50-50.
Until the last episode, I didn't know she was like supposed to be like secretly evil or not.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell either, and I think it
Because
didn't
she
help
turned
with
those people into eels. It's like, what is
Yeah.
happening?
I know. And then on the way like Yennefer talks about her, you'd think like she was this terrible, terrible person. And then at
Right.
the end there's like this, resolution, but it's just the way it just was. And I think the part of it was I did not understand why on earth. I did not understand that like she was supporting Yennefer. I thought,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
Yennefer
it's
just
not clear.
sucks, I guess. But now she's good. I was very confused
suppose-
You
about
don't
that at
see
first.
much actual teaching.
Yeah.
There's like one scene in like episode 1 or 2. And that's kind of it.
the rock one, right? I suppose like
Yeah.
I suppose she was it was we were looking at a character through Yennefer's eyes, and that's how she saw
Yeah.
her. But I feel like they should have done it both ways, like let the audience decide as well.
Yeah. I think what's hard is I had a feeling, and I didn't read the book, so you'd have to correct me, Shar. I had this feeling now seeing the whole like season. My gut reaction is they were trying to make this teacher almost like a McGonagall character, if you know what I mean by that, where like she seems stern and it seems like, oh, I don't like this person, but she definitely means the best and cares the most.
Yeah,
but like
I
it
can
was
see
so
it.
hard to figure that out. So I don't know if that's what they were attempting to do, but like that's my gut reaction. I just don't feel like they did that very well.
Oh,
like
I
the fact
actually,
that she
I'm not sure where in the books, because I didn't read all of it. I read like
Yeah.
4, and I have another 4 to read. I'm not sure where in the books the Yennefer's backstory came up. So
was-
that whole
yeah.
thing was new to me.
Well, I was told by some people that actually a lot of that backstory was made up whole cloth.
Oh, okay.
That it's hinted at in the books, but not necessarily explained that way. Like the whole eels thing and picking the girls, like that's been just kind of made up.
Yeah, the eel one is made up.
Her like going to a school and stuff like that, and like
I think
being
her having
taken.
a hunchback wasn't made up.
That was also, if it wasn't in the books, it was definitely
Like hinted
directly
at,
hinted at.
yeah.
You know, that kind of thing.
That scene where she transformed, holy fuck.
Yeah, and I think the other reason, like, I want to like Yennefer, but it's so hard is, and they try to do this in the show, but, like, I have noticed that these stories, and I'm guessing it's this author, because I know that's kind of where it started, has this weird obsession with fertility, in my opinion. Like,
Yeah,
that's
the
like
witches
the
can't
biggest...
have babies.
I laughed out loud when they pulled her uterus out, or like in that one piece, like it's like a perfect like.
Right?
To be fair, it's magic. They use magic.
It is magic. It's funny because that part really didn't.
Funny.
There were some ladies that were really upset about that. It really didn't upset me that much.
Yeah, a lot of it was like the price to pay to be powerful is you can't. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why that's a
She
theme.
gets like major surgery, like her jaw, her back,
Yeah.
everything. And then
Which
the
is
one
pretty
was like,
cool.
I just want bigger boobs. And it's like,
Right.
nothing that happened to her. It's like, I'm
Right.
perfect. I just need bigger boobs.
Right? Oh my gosh, if only. But that's the thing. And so, like, I know apparently in the books her character arc is the idea that she does want to have children, wants to have a family.
yeah.
And in the show, they tried to couch that into a more feminist idea of wanting the choice. But it still just comes off real weird because everybody around, everybody, of course, is logically going, who's stopping you from getting a kid? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the only thing about this,
there's definitely a theme with like fertility.
Yeah, and it's more, and again,
and on both
I
sides
don't.
too, like the
Yes.
male witchers and the female sorcerers.
Yes, it's not.
Wait,
It's not
there,
just a
there are
sexist
male
thing.
sorcerers, right? So did they pull their?
Balls. I'm guessing they're ball
I
sacks.
think they're just sterile.
Yeah, or just sterile,
Okay.
or they, drain the stuff. I don't know.
If you're gonna be pulling
Like a
uterus, you gotta be
steroids kind
pulling
of thing.
something. Come on. Okay.
I mean, they're probably, like I said, they
Could
probably
be.
got their balls. They're all eunuchs, man. They're just that type of eunuch. Two types of eunuchs, man. But you're right. Like, that's why I don't necessarily see it as like a super sexist thing. Because I was like,
Yeah, I don't
okay,
think
you guys
it's
are both
sexist,
really
it's just-
obsessed with. It's just weird.
Could be a
It's just very
fetish. I have no
strange.
idea. I don't think it's sexist.
It's just-
I mean, he's definitely like a old white guy from Poland. Like, he's definitely like not a. You don't
Yeah.
go to him asking about like gay rights and
the
trans
books
rights.
are a
It's not
little
like that.
worse than the show. Like, I mean, the books aren't horrible, but like, there's definitely like a men writing women kind of thing going on
Yeah,
there.
yeah, definitely.
A little
Yeah.
bit, a little bit.
Yeah.
But at least he has like powerful women characters rather than just.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He
Yes,
does.
is- Interesting
he
because-
could be way worse.
Because the book
He
came.
could.
The
Yeah.
first,
It could get worse, guys. Trust
Because
me.
the first writing of The Witcher came out in like 1990, so like not
Yeah.
very recent. And he's like an old white guy from Poland, so it's quite interesting that
Right.
he basically said outright that he actively wanted to have fantasy characters, female fantasy characters that went away from the usual damsel in distress stuff.
Yeah.
Just
that's-
good on him.
Yeah, good on him. And I mean, his female characters are, honestly, I like them. They're not.
The sorcerers are pretty
don't-
fucking powerful, man. They're like more powerful
Yeah,
than the witchers.
I really didn't feel super like, oh my gosh, I'm constantly tired of putting on my male gaze glasses. I really didn't feel that way with the show, which I actually have to be impressed about. I feel like they did I feel like if you were bi, you were having a great time. Let's just put it that way. I feel like there was enough to enjoy for anybody.
Oh, and can I just say this? I hate you with all my guts if you compare it to Game of Thrones. It's not
You know what I
comparable.
will say about it? In comparison with Game of Thrones, even though they are different, I remember I was reading somewhere where like people were saying how I wanted to binge it, but I kind of took my time with it or something like that, and I was like, I was forced to binge like 5 seasons of Game of Thrones in 2 weeks. This was nothing. This was like the thing I will say is I was expecting it to be Game of Thrones-esque as far as how bloody and how rapey it might get, but it wasn't. It was really nice. Like there wasn't. That's why I mean like that whole thing with the uterus thing. Even though that probably should have shocked me, I guess I've just been kind of jaded with Game of Thrones that like I didn't feel really icky, which was great. I'm used to feeling icky, but like all the sex scenes were super. I mean. the first one maybe with Geralt wasn't super well, no, it was consensual. I don't know. Why do my brain think that he was like drugged or something? I must have made that up.
Which
but
one?
anyway,
He was like tripping and hallucinating, kind of, sort of. Like,
yeah,
the
but
woman
not
in the
like
forest will always be there, or whatever.
Yeah,
it was.
that was kind of weird. But anyway, besides that, like everything else, like felt fine. Not
The one
super.
guy who was a little that wizard in the tower. That guy's a fucking creep.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
a creep. But he, you know,
I hate him so
also,
much.
I didn't like.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird because I'm like, oh, it's just some wizard in a tower. Turns out he's like one of the highest council mages.
Yeah,
so, like,
right?
That's insane that woman was scary enough to him that he'd lock himself in a tower.
Yeah.
Because
right?
it's that whole. This is why I like The Witcher. There's a lot of like, there are a lot of rules in the world and like curses and shit that even like
Yeah.
really powerful characters are fucking afraid of.
Yeah. And you
The-
got,
the
things
world is
like
just
the,
really well
Surprise!
the law of surprise.
That's such a good thing.
I didn't
Yeah.
understand
So
what that
crazy.
was at first, and then that
I
was
had to
such
have it
a funny-
explained to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to look it up real quick. So I was like,
I just
what
like
is this?
I just like a lot of the individual elements in the Witcher world that just comes together
Yeah.
real nicely. The world building is real good.
Also, Henry Cavill really
Yeah.
stole that
I wish he
role.
had a
Holy
beard.
crap.
I wish he had a beard.
I really like it, but I can definitely like see how people think it's a little silly when his like Batman voice. Yeah, I'm a Witcher. But I like it a
know,
lot.
I
I think I have fun with it.
I don't know. I liked it.
Yeah, the
I
whole
don't
point
know.
of Geralt
People
is like
also
no
like
emotions and stuff, so he's supposed to talk like that. But like,
I don't know. I liked it because it made some of those lines like it was kind of jarring because you're expecting almost this Lord of the Rings talk, and so then you finally when he
yeah.
suddenly just says motherfucker, it's actually kind of funny. Like it kind of takes you out, but it's also kind of funny. I don't know.
Anytime a character is more like Bigby Wolf, I'm on board.
oh,
Oh man.
did we mention about Wolf Among Us 2?
Yeah, because I know about it. Did we
don't-
not talk about
I'm-
it? We
Oh yeah, so the Wolf Among Us 2 is apparently a thing. I don't know how to
yeah,
feel
apparently
about
that's
that
a thing. I
because
don't know
they
how to feel
fired
about that
all
either.
the people that were working on it.
I'll have to talk to
Yeah.
my coworker friend who worked on it because he was saying that their idea for it was like Snow White in World War II. So I don't know what they ended up going with.
Oh, so it's not a
now
sequel.
I need.
I don't know. I mean, this was he left when the thing imploded like almost a full year ago.
Wait, what? There's a teaser trailer.
Really? I need to actually play Wolf Among Us 1. I didn't because I heard there was
Oh,
going to be
it's-
like no sequel.
It's like the
It's fine on its own.
it's top 3
Although
Telltale
speaking
for
of
me.
sequels, yeah, for sure. I think it's either Wolf Among Us or Borderlands.
Borderlands,
for me. I
yeah.
guess Walking Dead one's
Walking
very
Dead
good,
one, yeah.
But
Okay, those are good.
Those are my top 3, like hands down. But I still have
But
the 2
speaking of
Batman games to play.
sequels-
I bought it. I'm just waiting.
I haven't played them. They look good.
I liked the
Sarah
first
says she
Batman
likes it,
one.
so I think I probably like it
I would.
enough.
I'd give it a try. It's I mean, it's different actually. I
okay.
would say now, it's not. I guess if you've seen the Joker movie, what they do with Bruce Wayne's dead, it's not terribly original, but it's still really interesting.
Oh yeah, I saw that Joker movie.
Oh, did you?
Recently, like last week for the first time. It was.
Okay.
I mean,
Oh, it's still in theaters.
what?
It's still showing in theaters over there.
No, I saw it
okay.
at home. Yo ho. But it was good. I just I think it was kind of hampered by trying to be a Batman movie. Like the Descent of Insanity stuff was all really really good, but then it's like he's 30 years old and Bruce Wayne's a kid, and it's like it didn't ruin the movie, but I'm like it would have been maybe a little smoother if you hadn't had to force this kind of extra narrative on top of it.
Yeah. How did you feel about the whole like is he not the son of?
I mean, I think he's not.
I know. But did you see the hint at the end that maybe it's actually true? Did you notice that? The picture.
What was the picture? I don't know if I remember.
So he's in his vanity. He's putting on his makeup for the show, and there's a
Okay.
picture of his mother, and it says on the back like, "You have the best smile, TW."
Interesting. Okay, I don't remember that at
Yeah,
all.
it's a really tiny clip. Yeah, it's a tiny clue right at the end there. So it's like, oh, they're gonna keep you guessing. I like the idea that he's not, but like, I think it's
Yeah.
interesting that you never really know.
Is this gonna be a part of like a bigger universe or something? Is it gonna be a part of the main?
Not that I
If it
know of.
crosses over with Birds of Prey.
Oh my gosh,
What if
I
a
kind
really
of
old Joaquin Phoenix shows up or something?
right. I don't think it is, just because
so either.
I think if it needed to be, it would have not been a good movie, personally. I think it
Yeah.
would have been really. They would have had to
I think
do
things can stand
that
on
they
its
couldn't
own.
do.
It's fine.
I think it just needed to stand on its own. The only reason I have mixed feelings about the movie, honestly, is just because of things the director has come out and said. That's
Yeah.
all. Because the movie itself is interesting and asks some interesting things. It's hard because I'm in the mental health field, so of course a lot of people kind of talk at me of what their feelings are. And I'm like,
The director,
it's a little more
the
complicated
director's
than that,
comments
folks.
is not original at all. It's basically
Oh, I
like
know.
people. It's like, oh my god, PC snowflakes. Basically, I'm like,
I know.
really? At least
At
least have some original like.
I know that anytime, like, and it's hard. Anytime you see your profession, I think, seen on the movie screen, of course, you're always going to cringe. But as someone who is a therapist, it is pretty cringy just because I think there's already kind of this weird idea of what therapists are actually like. And so seeing it even more, like, bad on screen. And the one thing, though, the therapist did do that I did was, like, yeah, for sure, was when she just kind of looked at him and said, listen, the system doesn't care about me and it doesn't seem to care about you. Just like showing, yeah, we're losing funding because that is realistic. Like, yep, we're losing funding. And even his question of like, where am I going to get my medication? Yeah, that's a real question, a real issue that we face. But yeah, her whole like how the therapy sessions actually went just made me want to cringe. Not saying that like I could do better with the Joker. I think that's kind of an impossible deal but
it's okay to criticize something and also not having an idea of what's better to. I think it's
exactly.
fine.
Yeah, exactly.
People go the whole like, oh, do you make movies or do you make it? Like, no.
Yeah, I know.
Shut the fuck
Exactly.
up. Just like,
It's like my analogy, my analogy, which is as perfect as analogies can be, which is not very, is I don't have to be a chef to tell that this food tastes bad.
yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, exactly. And I think it's hard too because I think it can be really easy to hear because we know the other characters. I think what's also hard is the therapist was using very general stuff, like very general like questions and stuff like that. And I think we, the audience, know the Joker so well that we're like, why would you say that? That's really dumb. When actually, in the therapist's point of view, like, well, I hope I know what I'm talking about, but it's also kind of dependent on whether this person's lying to me or not. You know, it's just there's so much dynamic going on that cannot be put in a nuanced film. And I think what's also hard is like everyone's idea of this is why we need to just throw more money in the mental health field. Listen, I agree with that. Don't get me wrong, but the issue's way more complicated than that. I think what was really fascinating was I don't know if the director how much he believes in access to guns, but I think it was interesting that the easy access to guns is what led to the very first issue, personally. But I don't know. I mean, obviously the bullying did not help at all. That was also the main thing too. But it was just interesting that part of the escalation was if he didn't have a gun, that situation would have resolved itself very differently. Just an interesting thought. I don't know. It's an interesting movie.
So yeah, I also watched The Mando.
Yes, so what'd you think?
Overall, I enjoyed it. It's okay, but I think it's overrated.
Oh,
Yeah. I just felt it was the writing and cinematographies felt a bit amateurish almost.
Oh.
It
was so much better than the 9th movie, though.
Is it saying much?
Oh, it's a low bar.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I like the
haven't-
9th movie,
watched
but it's
it
also
yet,
not really fair.
But
Oh, okay.
I think the two best episodes for me personally is episode 2 and the last one, episode 8.
The last one was written by Taika, so that'd be why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I really felt the writing was just not.
The second one might have
great.
also been written by him too. I'm not sure, but I know the last one for sure.
So
was.
were they doing that whole like different episodes,
I
different?
think 1 might be my favorite. I like 1 a lot.
I liked. I mean, I definitely liked the first one. I liked it when he first meets Shock Trooper
IG-88.
lady. I liked
heard
the and then like the stuff leading up to the conclusion. I really liked. I don't
okay,
know.
so
Yeah.
it's directed by Taika. It's mostly written by Jon Favreau.
Yeah, it's true. He also did Star Wars Rebels cartoon,
interesting.
which is very good. Which is why. Do you guys want me to explain why the ending matters so much? The very last thing you see,
The
or do you
very
not
last
care?
thing you see.
Explain it.
The lightsaber. I can explain
Uh-huh.
what that is.
I
Okay.
don't remember even seen a lightsaber. My memory's so bad.
The black saber?
No, that's not a lightsaber. It's a vibro sword.
No, it's a lightsaber.
No. Why would they? Why is this a vibro sword?
Because I can explain to you what it is.
It's
if you
a
watch
vibro
Rebels,
sword.
if you watch Rebels, you will find the black lightsaber, which it looks exactly like that. And the reason that's important is because it's the lightsaber of the only Mandalorian Jedi that existed.
But we've seen things that look exactly like that in KOTOR.
It's the black saber. Just trust me on this.
I don't think KOTOR is canon anymore.
Rebels. That's why I stopped watching Rebels. What a pile of shit. That might be the new worst Star Wars thing.
What? Okay, whatever. I disagree, but whatever.
It's like an Ewok, like Imperial leader. This is like two things, and we're gonna mash them together, and it's gonna be cool. It's Mando Jedi. Oh, how about a Jawa who I don't know, builds planets.
All right. I mean, you don't meet him. He's already dead in Rebels. You just find it because there's a whole arc with the Mandalorian girl that's in the show and how she has to prove herself with the Mandalorians.
So is this like when Darth Maul has those spider legs or something? No, not spider legs. Spider legs?
There's that Tusken Raider Jedi from the comics too. Oh, it's so annoying.
Guys. Yikes. Anyway, well, sorry I brought that up. Anyway,
I did not know it was a lightsaber. I thought it was one of those weapons that, that
it's
works
a black
like
lightsaber. I'm sorry I ruined your guys' life. I thought it was cool, but okay. We can move along
I'm definitely
now.
looking forward to more Witcher than more Mando. I was going to say it before, but now it's 100% true.
I don't think KOTOR 1 and KOTOR 2 is canon anymore.
That's not officially.
True.
No, they haven't really. No, they're playing around with it, but there isn't really. I mean, the issue is that they have the Star Wars Old Republic like MMO, so like.
Not only that, isn't there like a rumor of like some dual Old Republic TV show?
There's been a rumor of it might be either a movie or TV show. We're not really sure yet of like an Old Republic era. We just don't know what it's going to be about. We don't know if it's going to star Revan or if they're going to try to do something new. Who knows? Probably a little mix of A and B.
Watching The Witcher makes me want to play The Witcher 3 again, and watching The Mandalorian makes me want to play KOTOR again, so...
That's fair.
I really wish we get another, like, on the PS2, there was a Star Wars bounty hunter game where you used, was it Django or Boba? I can't remember. One of the bounty hunters.
Yeah, it's Django.
Yeah, it was super fun with the jetpacks and everything. I hope you... Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah,
It was okay. Yeah, it wasn't great. I mean,
like,
it was a fun game. The gameplay itself was a little rough.
Yeah, it's a PS2 game. And also, I get it. Baby Yoda's cute. Yeah, okay, I'm fine. I get it.
I know, right?
But I don't know. I just feel like they have a formula now. Do you have to have the cute thing and like all the Star Wars movie has its own cute thing? Did 9 have like a special cute thing as well?
Yeah.
Like a new cute thing.
It was probably, I would say it's probably my least favorite new cute thing because it was it was kind of a dumb idea. It's a new droid. Which was not needed.
I thought you were gonna go with the mechanic guy.
I don't count that as the cute thing. In fact, actually, I don't know if you knew this, but they almost took him out of the movie because Disney apparently was so scared that it was going to be like a Jar Jar Binks issue. Which I didn't think it was as bad as Jar Jar Binks at all, mainly because he wasn't that important. But I thought that was kind of funny. No, to me, I think it's that kind of needless droid that was there for a plot point that was very minor. But otherwise, like nothing like the first two movies. Like I would say like BB-8's in the first movie, and it's the weird penguin things in the second movie. It's not.
I just wanna say one more thing. I have a friend who loves the Mando. She loves Star Wars, so she loved Mando and hated The Witcher because she doesn't have the same love for the franchise of The Witcher. I understand I understand the show's supposed to stand on its own, but whatever.
Whatever. Okay.
And one of the criticism was The Witcher had one-dimensional characters, but I was like, you love Star Wars. Star Wars is the epitome of one-dimensional characters. Come on.
That's a weird criticism. Yeah, for sure.
Star Wars.
I mean, I'm obsessed with Star Wars. It's really hard for me to hate things of Star Wars.
One-dimensional characters.
But like, what are you talking about? That's super strange. Okay.
It's like the weirdest criticism. Okay, anyways, so yeah, that's TV shows, I guess. Why'd you play?
I don't know. Yeah, I actually haven't played too much, but there is a new game I did start playing. I mean, it's not a new game. I think it might have been come out in 2018 or 2019. I don't really know. A Plague Tale: Innocence.
Ooh.
It's
this year. No, it's this year.
Yes, it's a stealth. It's basically like a stealth game. I've played up to 4 chapters. There's apparently 17.
That's a lot.
Yeah, the only thing but the chapters are they're pretty short, I would say. They're not, like, I was able to get 4 done in 2.5 hours, I want to say. I was streaming it.
It's very stealth-based, right?
It's very stealth-based. It's hard for me to judge it because basically the first 4 chapters are tutorial.
Okay.
Not frustrating. Well, I wouldn't say not frustratingly so, but there's a lot of different, not like unimaginably a lot of different mechanics, but the problem is that like there's enough unique mechanics that can't really show up in the first chapter that they kind of have to spread it out, that it kind of feels like a big tutorial. And I say that because I struggle to say this right now because I'm gonna probably shoot myself in the foot later, but like it's kind of easy.
Okay.
I've only really messed up once, and like I only had one area that I had problems with, and it was just because it was a hard section, and you just had to it was basically a boss battle, and you had to start over from the battle. Now I will say, even though that it was annoying that it was a boss battle, it didn't play like a traditional boss battle. You didn't like have to nick the guy's health. It was a little more like you need to nick these areas of him, then you can hit him in the head, which auto kills him. So. It wasn't, so it was more of like a lot of...
I heard that the boss battles are like quite fun. There's a lot of these like mechanics that you have to...
Yeah, so the first one, it took me a while just because like the problem, it was just, I had to kind of learn the guy, like his movement pattern because it changed every single time you hit him. You hit him correctly, I want to say. But otherwise, like the other actual mechanics... so far, they seem really straightforward and easy. The path is extremely linear, which is fine because, especially in the beginning, there are just random sections where you're just supposed to sprint. Like, you're just supposed to go down somewhere and just run away. But there's until you get to, like, the new safe section, basically. But otherwise, like... I don't have a ton of complaints yet. You do have like a little boy, your little brother that you have to tote around. It hasn't become a problem yet. We'll see what happens because you are supposed to sometimes leave him alone and sometimes grab his hand. And if you leave him alone too long in front of enemies, he like starts to panic, I guess. Haven't had that issue yet, but we'll see. It's just hard to say right now because I think I've just done all the like tutorial stuff and haven't really gotten to the meat of the game. So we'll see. But I'm enjoying it in its practice so far. Your main character's pretty cool. What I do like about it is they could have had it be a simple story of you have a sick brother, your father rules, and your wonderful poor mother is dead. But that's not what they do. You have a great father, and your mother has basically been holed up with your brother, so you hold some resentment for your mother for not really showing you much affection because she's been trying to find a cure for your brother. And she's your father dies right away, but your mother is the one that actually like leads you out to safety, which was really cool. So she's the one that actually like taught you mechanics. So that was a cool, it was just a natural, like, nope, this is how the characters are. So that was cool. I really, just from cool, we get a middle-aged woman that actually is tutorial kind of thing instead of her just being dead. So it was pretty cool.
It's definitely on my list to play. But because it's a pure stealth game, I feel like I have to be in the mood. Kinda. It's
not as, I mean, I don't know yet. Right now, it's very like, it's pretty easy right now. Your indicators for stealth, the indicators of the stealth of whether they're gonna see you or hear you are very simple. Right now, I mean, it's very straightforward as far as like what you need to hit and where the guards need to go and where you gotta go after. I don't know. So far, it's extremely straightforward. I'll be curious to see how they kind of mess it up later. I'm not really sure. So we'll see. Like I said, you could get through the first 4 chapters without much problem, I think. It's pretty railroady, but we'll see. I don't know.
Because I've heard a lot of good things about it, and Jim Sterling loves it. Because he just...
Okay, I'll be curious to see more of it. I really enjoyed it so far, too.
It was like 50% off, but I didn't get it.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see more of it.
Are you playing on PC?
I am. It looks beautiful. The game itself is gorgeous. There's so many details.
Especially
there
with
are
the
bugs that fly
a
around.
lot of like lighting effects, right?
Yes, a lot of lighting effects, a lot of just foliage and detail, like a crazy amount of detail. People's skin look weird because they added a lot
Kinda
of texture
shiny?
to the skin. Not necessarily shiny. I'm talking like your main character looks like she has skin blotches. It's
I guess
interesting.
it makes sense in the Middle Ages, kind of.
It would for sure. It's just kind of like, whoa, hello. It's a little bordering on uncanny valley, but
right.
we'll see. It looks great though, but I'll be curious to see more of it. French accents are French accents. I'm not sure. I couldn't really tell you. They're not too bleedy on my ears, but something sounds a little off. But I couldn't tell you. Maybe
Yeah,
I'm
like I
wrong.
played a game. Oh god, what is it? It's supposed to be like a Telltale with RPG. So it's like, it's just you talking, but you can also there's also like an RPG skill tree where you can get better at lying or different kind of
okay.
dialogue skills, which is it's a
that's
very
cool.
interesting concept, and it does the whole 5-chapter episodic kind of thing, but it kind of just got worse and worse like as the episodes went on, the writing and all that, the story as well. But the thing about it is the accents were all just fucking weird because it was supposed to be like a Illuminati kind of thing where all the most powerful leaders of the world gather and like talk, so that they're the Americans and the French and stuff, and the people don't sound like they're supposed to. I'm not sure.
Oh wow.
Especially the main guy, which is supposed to be like English or French, I can't remember, but he talks like an American guy, so I'm like, what?
Okay.
So yeah. What else did you play?
But yeah, I didn't really play anything else. I did a lot of watching of stuff, so that's about it. Finished Witcher, finished Mando obviously. Watched more of Harley Quinn. It's still pretty funny.
The animated series.
Yeah, the animated
With the
one.
Poison Ivy, right?
Yeah. Still pretty funny, but like I said, I would just wait till you could watch it all the way through.
I'm 4 episodes into The Boys.
Oh, okay.
I love it. I actually really enjoyed the comics. I read until like issue 35 or something. So yeah, The Boys is actually quite good. I feel like getting like the omnibuses of the rest that I couldn't get access to.
It's worth it. It pays off.
I still haven't read the 2 fucking East of West and what's the other one?
Oh, Fables?
Fables?
No,
not Fables.
Saga.
Saga, yeah. Shit. It's still wrapped in plastic, so god damn it. So yeah, for what did you do?
I'm playing Divinity Original Sin 2.
Nice. Co-op or solo?
Co-op. I'm actually playing it twice with two times, once with a different person in each one. So it's kind of interesting.
Different choices and stuff.
Making different choices and seeming like I know things.
How you liking it?
It's pretty good. The one game I'm playing with the other person, we each have one character. I only took the Lone Wolf perk.
Does it
and I
work
like
when
that
you
a
have...
lot. Yes, it's 2. If you have more than 2, that doesn't work.
Oh, okay, right.
I like that a lot better than having a party of 4. You do miss out on a couple, maybe small
Like dialogues and
skill
stuff?
things, and you can't
okay.
and you can't spread out your skill points as well, but it just speeds up combat so much. Like there's just less micromanagement. So I really like that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm watching The Expanse now. That's pretty good. Other than playing, I've just been playing StarCraft and Divinity pretty much. I'm not that far though. I'm kind of doing it like, I guess because half the time I play, I'm repeating myself. But I'm mostly just exploring the Fort Joy. Have you played it?
I played like 20-something hours into it. And yeah, with somebody, and then we just stopped being people together. And like,
Sure.
I haven't because it's one of those like big RPGs, right? And I just because it was fun because she had like experience with the Divinity series, and she knew what's going on and what to do, and I'm just like kind of fucking blurred. I definitely want to get into it again. I know it's really good.
There's a lot of, like, to remember. It's like reading a book. And if you read a chapter a month, you wouldn't be able to follow the book.
Yeah.
Divinity is kind of the same way.
Yeah, it's one of those you
take a break
gotta
from it,
like
otherwise-
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not playing anything else. I was thinking of the games from the last year because I wrote down all the games I published on my channel last year, and it's only 9. I only played 9 games total. Not counting, like Monster Hunter and stuff that I didn't record.
Oh, the new expansion is out for PC. Did you get it?
I did not get it yet.
Apparently,
I will buy it
there's
the moment.
a lot of bugs, not just for the expansion. The new expansion introduced a bunch of bugs to the base game as well.
Oh, gee.
So the game is being review bombed on Steam.
I'm so glad we got to wait several months after the console players to get this.
So yeah, I mostly played The Outer Worlds.
Oh yeah.
And whoever said that Mandalorian is your Firefly fix, you fucking liar. That is not Firefly. Just having desert in space is not space cowboy, space western, man. You can't just have desert in space. But The Outer Worlds, that shit is Firefly the game, basically. I love it. It's great. It's an RPG. It's quite easy. I played on like the normal mode because there's a easy, normal, hard, and then there's a supernova mode. Supernova is survival. You gotta eat and drink and that kind of shit. So I ain't playing that shit. But in normal mode, it's actually very easy. You level up quite fast, and a lot of the skills, like the hacking and the dialogue skills, you can get it up quite high. Plus, if you have characters in your party, the characters will boost up certain skills that you have. So a character that's good at lying will boost up your own lying skill, and then you can have perks to double that boost. So it's just and the cool thing is a lot of the passive stuff, like the dialogue skills, also affect combat. So like
oh cool,
being good at persuading will also give you a bonus in combat where you can have a chance of like scaring human enemies or something like that, and then they have like negative buffs and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. I did not put any points at all into my fighting skills. Like I didn't put anything in my melee, in my ranged weapons. The story is pretty cool. The story is like, and the game, even your ship reminds me of the Firefly Serenity. It's definitely a huge inspiration, I think. So yeah, that's great. I finished
Mando's ship does look like Serenity a little bit.
Yeah, I guess. But I'm talking more like the feel of it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's not really any similar characters.
Yeah. The Outer Worlds also has the whole. I love the whole the corporations just control you. You're pretty much a property of the corporations. You gotta even pay for your own gravesite. Killing yourself is considered vandalism. So like just the whole world and theme. I play 50 hours, but you can definitely finish it in 34 to 40 hours. I did a lot of the side quests. But yeah, I appreciate them creating small RPGs, for sure. But overall, I think it's.
You say it's small because you can finish it in a short amount of time, relatively.
Yeah, it's like 30 to 50 hours. It's not a 100-hour RPG.
Oh, yeah, nice.
It's open world in the sense of there are a few planets you can go to and there's areas you can explore, but it's not like gigantic Assassin's Creed kind of stuff. So
okay.
Yeah. If you what's it, Obsidian, right? It's Obsidian.
How does it compare to Breath of the Wild? Because I found that too big.
I haven't played Breath of the Wild yet. I played just a little bit of it and I was a bit overwhelmed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe also too big.
So the Outer Worlds is fine. Yeah, I recommend it if you're into first-person RPGs like Fallout and like Skyrim kind of stuff. It's definitely that kind of RPG. Is you know how it feels different when you play like something like The Witcher versus like Skyrim. So yeah, it's definitely that kind of RPG. The first-person
it's
type.
definitely on my
Dark
list.
Souls
I
versus
just
Portal.
need to.
Your partner played it, right?
Yes.
At launch.
Yep. So I got access to it, and she finished it in like 3 days. So,
it's not that long. You can definitely skip a lot of the
Yeah.
side quests. But I just wanted to do all of it, so.
Well, yeah, no, I don't usually like skipping side quests, but still, even with the side quests, it doesn't sound like it's a super extremely long game, which I was like, oh, okay, I should look into this. It's not like a Mass Effect
Some
or
of your-
even a Skyrim game.
So your party characters are pretty cool too. And they all each have their own, like the companion quests.
Yes. For sure.
I definitely really recommend it. It definitely gave me Firefly, but I want to watch the show again.
I heard recent re-rumblings of valueless rumors of more Firefly
I'm
something.
not gonna. No.
Yeah, they're meaningless.
I don't think
They
it'd be a
have no
good
value.
idea at this point.
Just
Not
stop
to like
it. Stop.
be a downer, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
So yeah.
You'd have to get the whole same cast. It wouldn't be as good with a new cast, and then they would just look old and it'd be sad.
Yeah, it's fair.
So the Outer Worlds, Mando, The Witcher, half of the boys. Oh, I'm also watching She-Ra and I fucking love it.
I've been meaning to get into that.
Oh my God, you will love
I
it.
never watched the original, so I couldn't say, but like...
You don't need to watch the
new one
original.
sounds- Okay, that's good.
This one's great. Because
Okay,
of reboot
okay,
anyway,
cool.
so. Oh my God, you'll love
Exactly.
it. It's so fucking gay. I love it.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
I love
That's what I-
the Archer character is great.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm only
I'm
like
excited.
season 1, like half of the season in. But I
Yeah.
wasn't really sure how to feel about it. But then
Uh-huh.
just keep getting better and better. I'm like, shit, okay, yeah. You would
Okay,
definitely
gotcha.
love it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I gotta watch it.
Yeah, She-Ra's amazing. She-Ra's great.
Yeah.
I think like 3 seasons or 4 seasons or something.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, a lot of things because like 3 weeks of no recording. Anyways,
yeah.
you wanna get into a couple of news and then we get into our list of lists because that's
Sure.
what you do. You do lists.
Lists and lists.
So the Pokemon Direct just happened and they just announced the first ever expansion pack for a Pokemon game.
Oh boy.
So the expansion pass will cost $30. Yikes. It will come with 2 new areas. The first area will be like April, second one in June or something. And with it, it also comes with a free update, so you don't have to buy the expansion pass. It will come with a free update. They will add 100 new Pokemons. Okay, not new. I mean like 100 of the older one into the game.
Right.
When the first area is launched and another 100 when the second area is launched. But if you want to actually but that would allow you to bring over from like the Pokemon Bank from the 3DS. But if you want to catch it in game, you gotta buy the expansion pack because they will only be found at the new wild areas of the new areas of the expansion pack. If I understand it correctly. The fact that I have to try to understand it correctly means there's just fucking problem with the messaging. Anyways, I'm not sure how to feel about it.
I don't know. I can't speak on the content, but I mean, people shouldn't have more problem with it than they do with any of the other Nintendo games that have season passes.
I think this is a better way to do it versus doing a Pokemon Sun and Moon and then a Pokemon Sun Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Absolutely. I would much rather pay half the value of a game for more content on my
With-
current
and
game with
on your
progress
current progress,
than buy
yeah.
a whole nother extra
Yeah.
game.
And needing to pay for a fucking service to bring over your definitely.
I'd have to replay the story.
Yeah.
This is definitely better than that.
Yes. I don't know if I should buy it or not. Oh, and there's like a bunch of new legendaries.
I probably won't.
Really?
I'm kind of done with it right now.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. I got my
I think
fill.
I'll wait for both areas to come out before buying it.
Mm.
So I got the dates wrong. So the first area will be in June, the second one in fall. I don't know when fall is because I don't have seasons. When is fall?
Yeah.
Like August?
It's right before winter. So yeah,
or
August.
November? Okay, right. September. Okay.
Plus or minus a month. I don't
There's
know.
gonna be a new co-op dungeon mode, and you can catch like a
That
bunch of
sounds-
old legendaries.
That sounds cool.
And also new legendaries, and they showed off like some of the new legendaries. It looks kind of cool. It looks like Galar variants of the old legendaries, so it looks pretty cool. There's a new update that came out during the announcement. So at the time of this recording, I think like 2 days ago or yesterday, you can get a Galarian Slowbro, and you can talk to the 2 new characters that will be coming into the expansion packs. So one character is for Sword, one character is for Shield, basically. So yes, that's Pokemon. That's interesting. And
I did see a post like if they did make a third Pokemon game in the common pattern, it would be like Pokemon Trebuchet or something. People would buy it.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I do definitely think this is a paying 30. paying $30 is definitely better than paying $40 for a new 3 years game and replaying everything with 0 progress. So I guess that's that.
Yep.
Not
I
much.
have a weird side question. We mentioned the whole like third game thing. Have they done that? Like
They haven't done that in a while.
yeah, because Sun and Moon didn't get one, right? They just did Ultra. X and Y didn't get a Z, and Black and White got Black and White too. Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't crazy. We can move along now.
Was the last one like Crystal?
Was there one?
Crystal. There was a Crystal, but that was older than that. I thought.
I think
It's
it
the
was.
Pearl Diamond Crystal, right?
I didn't think so. I thought Crystal was Ruby and Sapphires.
No, I think Crystal was Pearl and. Let me
Okay.
see. I just need to look at Pokemon games because that will
I've
tell
never
me.
bought any of the third ones, so I don't know.
Wait. It was released as a solitary version to Pokemon Gold and Silver?
Gold and Silver. Okay.
Really?
It doesn't make as much sense.
Okay. I just want the main games. Okay, red and green, Pocket Monsters blue, red and green and yellow, gold and silver. Now,
Platinum.
gold and silver was with Crystal.
Diamond, Pearl,
And yeah,
Platinum. Platinum was the last one.
Diamond.
That's what it was.
So
Yeah,
it was
'cause Crystal
Ruby,
was for
Sapphire,
gold and silver.
Emerald, Gold, Silver, Crystal,
Yep.
Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, and the red, blue, yellow.
Yep.
That kind of thing.
Yep, and then Heart Gold, Soul Silver is the release, and then Black and White, and they haven't done that since. Yeah, we have to stop making that joke because they haven't done one of those since.
Yeah. When did Platinum come out? This was out in 2008, 2009.
2008, 2009.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, that joke is a decade old.
Yeah, it was called I guess it was known as the director's cut of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. So maybe all the third ones are director's cuts of the original games. So that's probably why they don't do that anymore.
They also,
I wonder how well they sold
I'm sure it's sold a lot.
historically. The expansions? Yeah, I don't know.
They also said that the new wall areas will be bigger than the current wall area that we have. So that's that.
Wow.
Yeah. So honestly, I'm looking forward to it. I'll wait for reviews. I guess there's no point waiting for reviews. It's a fucking Pokemon game, isn't it? So I'll just wait for both areas to come out and then I'll just buy the expansion and play both at the same time. But the annoying thing is nowadays they're doing events. So like, you buy it now, you get to catch this Pokemon, but you can't catch it after August or some shit. They're doing that kind of stuff now. So yeah.
Honestly, the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon almost sounds worse than one extra game because it's 2 extra games.
And it's the same thing
Sort of?
with
I don't know
an
what the difference is.
extended end game or something. It's like a lot of it is the same. So that's like one of the worst ones they've made. Like Black 2 and White 2 were like proper sequels.
Okay.
Yeah, people were not happy with Ultra Sun. I think it's one of the poorest selling ones, if I'm not mistaken.
Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. This is a 3DS. I mean, it's a whole different platform. I mean, it's a little more understandable.
It's a remake.
It's like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine then.
I have it. I still
Yes.
haven't played it yet. Probably should do that. So yes, list time.
Yep, let's go.
So what list you gonna do
Do it,
first?
do it.
Games of 2019 or games of the decade from 2010 to 2019?
Let's just do the games 2019 because that's gonna be quick for me.
Okay. Who wants to go?
Y'all want me? I'll go first.
Okay.
The problem is that unfortunately this has been kind of a light game playing year for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, I get
So but I mean I do have an obvious winner because it's the one I sunk the most hours in, and whatever, and that's Fire Emblem Three Houses.
It's a good choice. I'm sure it's on a lot of people's lists.
It's a really good game. What can I say? Even though, ironically, I have not finished all the endings yet, but which is fine. You could
You mean there's more than 3?
replay it again. There's basically there's technically 4 different paths, but I've been told that really only 3 of them actually matter. And I just haven't gone all the way through. Although part of the reason I'm waiting is because they're still releasing updates to the game, and honestly, I kind of would rather wait for the updates to come because then I'll be more motivated to want to play through them if I have something to actually play. But yeah, I mean, it's a really good game. For some, I was a little cautious at first, just because they were adding so many new features to it. But it's good for people who are new to the series, which I was not sure if it would be, because I thought it maybe be a little too anime and too heavy. But actually, the introduction of the voice acting ironically cut down on some of the anime stuff, and I only say that because the dialogue of the original games was a bit... Nobody was going to say those words out loud, let's just put it that way. And so they kind of had to edit their dialogue as a result. The story is good. The characters are all pretty solid because they had to make so many of them. And they do, I don't know, the battle and the way that they have the battle system is way more dynamic and interesting than in past games.
I still need to play that. Oh my god,
it's really good. I was pretty surprised. I mean, for me, it really became my replacement for Persona because Persona just keeps screwing me over.
Are you gonna get Tokyo Mirage Sessions?
I wasn't sure.
It's Fire Emblem and Shin Megami Tensei. It's your thing, right?
I know. Yeah, I was. I'm so like torn.
And then there's like a whole idol singing thing too. So it's pretty cute.
That's another thing that kind of turned me off a little bit too.
I didn't have a Wii U, so I'm probably gonna get it. I just don't know when.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, but I was curious. Anything with Fire Emblem almost immediately makes me go like, what? But yeah, no, for me it really is Three Houses just because it really, like, it was one of the first times in a long time I had a game where when I was going to work, all I could think was, I want to go back home and play Fire Emblem. Which I haven't really had that feeling in. Yeah, I really haven't had a feeling like that in a while, to be honest with you. So it was like, ooh, yeah. So that definitely is my game of the year for sure.
Nice. You want me to go or you want to go for?
You can go.
So, I think the top games I played in 2019 was Pokemon Shield, The Outer Worlds, Bloodstained, and Control, and I gotta go with Bloodstained.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think because I really love the 2D action RPG Castlevania games, and Bloodstained was just more of that, made by the original guy. And I even played the buggy Switch version, and it was fucking good. And apparently new DLC is coming out. Control was good too, but it was a game that I kind of got tired of it a little bit at the end. I really like that.
I don't remember what that game is.
Control is made by those Remedy, the one that made like Max Payne and it's the game that is basically SCP the game.
Oh, okay,
that
cool.
one. So it has a really.
Oh right, yeah. It's a Epic Store exclusive, right?
For now, yes.
For now,
yeah.
Okay.
So you use like the redhead. So yeah, there's a lot of cool things you can do in a game, like telekinesis. Telekinesis is always fun. Always. And I just really like the SCP stuff that they, like the fridge with a whole fucking dimension in it and those kind of shit. And it's really cool. It's just got a little bit tiring closer to the end. And Bloodstained, I just never got tired of it. I just wanted to keep playing. So yeah, Bloodstained is definitely
I remember reading some other review about Control where it's like the enemy compositions got really repetitive. Like,
this
guy uses this power, this guy uses
pretty
this
much.
power, this guy uses this power.
Pretty much. The combat was the one that got a little bit tiring. It was fun, like, grabbing shit and throwing at people is always fun.
Sure. Yeah. I definitely still want to play it when it's on Steam. Or
The Outer Worlds, while I loved it a lot, it also got like the last 5 hours, I just want to finish it. Because I appreciate smaller games, but it's personally for me it's harder to keep my attention when the scope is smaller, I guess. Because it's a smaller game, not just in the level design and stuff, but it's also a smaller game in terms of like the story and all, for me personally. And I'm not sure if it's because it's too easy. Usually I don't give a shit if the game is too easy, but I was able to do a lot of things I wanted by using all my dialogue trees and stuff. I don't think I'll be playing it again, but you can actually like reduce your intelligence and have dumb conversation options unlocked to you. But I don't think I'll be playing it
I heard
again.
You can like finish the game in 5 minutes and be really dumb about
the fastest run right now is 12 minutes.
Yeah.
So you do you be a dumb character. there's literally a developer reaction to the speed run, and they were like, "Holy shit! I didn't know you can do that." So it's like,
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it's
I have
pretty
to find
cool.
that.
I always like
pretty
developers like reacting to like
Yeah.
things they didn't even know was possible in
Yeah.
their fucking game. That's pretty cool. I think it's on IGN's channel. If you just look up like the Outer Worlds dev react to speedrun, you should find it.
Okay,
But basically,
yeah, for sure.
not only did he know all the maps really well and know all the choices to choose, but also he did a dumb run because you have a dumb ending that you can choose to do.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
basically like,
Yeah.
you basically like blow up or something.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
great.
much. But yeah, I think it was surprising how much I love Bloodstained. Maybe not surprising, but how much I really just like really want to play more of it. I guess I really miss the 2D Castlevania games that I had on
Apparently,
the 3DS.
yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
And there's DLC. That's the day
Replay
one.
Axiom Verge.
So Axiom Verge is different for me because that's more of a Metroid game.
Oh, that's very true.
Yeah,
That's very true.
Castlevania is, there's like all the different weapons, and each weapon got they're just these little things that you figure out when you play. So like how the axe falls, and like there's just these little hitboxes that you figure out. I don't know. It's just really fun to me, and the fact that you can be fucking overpowered at the end. So I just love that part of
do
it as
like
well.
that.
Yeah. I pretty much did most of it. I think I got all the secrets at least. So yeah, that is my 2019 list. What's yours for? Did you?
So the games I played were Indivisible, which I didn't finish, and
No, I just
Anodyne
started that too.
Nice, which I didn't finish. Kathy Rain,
Oh yeah.
Backbone Prologue, Legend of Hand, Tacoma, The Uncertain Last Quiet Day, Heat Signature, and Battle Chasers Night War. I don't think any of those are my favorite. I think probably my favorite would be Monster Hunter World. I don't know, just because it felt really good to control. I apparently really like third-person character action games with good physics.
You should
not a
play
fan of the
DMC5.
grinding, but just like, it's on my wish list. It wasn't on sale enough over winter.
I think you might like Bayonetta 2 too.
That is also on my wish list.
I actually prefer the combat in Bayonetta than DMC, which is blasphemy.
Okay.
But
I mean, it doesn't have to be complex. Like even like Batman Arkham combat's pretty fun.
I like Bayonetta because it focuses more on dodging,
Yeah, okay.
and
Cool.
DMC is focusing more on
Actually-
like stringing combos, which I really fucking suck at.
Bayonetta's not on my wish list. Maybe I wanted to get it on the Switch.
Is
Or
it?
do I already have
Is
it? I
the
forgot
second
about
one
it.
available on?
Oh,
Oh no, I think the second
Okay,
one
I
is
have
only
one
on the
on
Switch.
Steam.
The second one is only available on the Switch, which I played
Okay.
and works fine, runs fine.
okay. Yeah, so Monster Hunter World. I just really liked. I don't know. It had a good sense of progression, a good sense of acquiring things. Balanced a little bit with like some resource management almost, because like I'm gonna go into this fight. If I don't want to use all my potions, hopefully, the worse you play, the more resources you consume. So it's kind of like this not too painful stick carrot thing going on, which I thought was pretty well balanced. It's just the grinding's the only big negative thing about it for me.
You might want to look at Code Vein.
I know the name.
Is the anime Monster Hunter? Anime Monster Hunter or is it Anime Souls? I can't remember which these days.
Is it one word?
Code Vein, no, 2 words. Code Vein.
Okay.
I'm surprised you didn't play
VEIN, or
Sekiro,
there it
though.
is. Oh, I have ignored it for some reason. I didn't want something really hard.
That's fair, dude. I get that.
Like I played the 3 Dark Souls, and it's like I've had enough high blood pressure spikes from video games for a while.
Apparently, it's very different.
It's like Code Vein
I never
demo.
played the Souls game properly, so I have no idea. I think it's closer to Bloodborne because it's really fast paced. Again, I have no idea. So
I've heard that as well, but I have not played Bloodborne.
yeah, it's a PS4
Code Vein
exclusive.
looks ridiculous. It's very anime looking.
It is very anime. Anime Souls. I'm pretty sure it's
It
a
says
Souls
it's
game.
a Souls-like.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Anime Souls.
Well, it's made by the same people who did Dark Souls. That's why.
Code Vein?
Right, it
No,
is.
not Code Vein.
It's by
Sekiro.
Bandai Namco.
Sekiro is made by the Souls people.
Oh, Sekiro.
Sekiro's,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought so was Blood.
No, he said Code Vein.
Bloodborne is for sure. Yeah, but Code Vein.
Code Vein is the anime
Sorry,
one.
not Code Vein.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Very
I misheard
anime.
you. Yes. Dude, what isn't Soulsian these days? Well, that's
Yeah.
a different thing.
Was Bloodstained Soulsy? Was it a 2D Soulsy, or was it more just?
I wouldn't say it's
Castlevania.
Souls like. I mean, I've heard some people say Souls is like they have some elements of Castlevania. I'm not really sure how. I don't really get it because I never play Souls. So
I mean, the world building design maybe, but that's not. I wouldn't.
I mean, if you like 2D action RPGs, I do recommend Bloodstained. And if you ever played any of the more RPG-ish Castlevanias, where you can level up and stuff.
I've only played like one all the way through. It's for the DS. It's like it had this weird glyph absorption.
Oh, you played
thing that powered you.
the newest one on the 3DS. So they had 3, and that the one you played is the
I didn't have a 3DS.
Oh, sorry, the DS. Yeah, that's what I meant. So
Okay.
The Order of Ecclesia is the one you played.
That sounds right.
You use a woman, right?
That one was kind of fun because when you beat it, you unlock a guy with a gun, and that
Yes,
was kind
I
of
think
just
so.
changed the gameplay a lot. It made some things really easy and some things really hard.
There are 2 other ones on the DS which were also really great. Portrait of Ruin and
I recognize that name.
Dawn of
Was there
Sorrow.
one where you had to like use the touch screen to like trace things to like when you beat a boss? Like you beat a boss, you had to trace a shape to like actually like bind them or something, and if you screwed it up, you
That
had to
sounds
keep putting the
familiar.
boss.
I forgot though.
I think that was the first one for the DS. I didn't play it. But yeah, that's pretty much my best game of 2020, Monster Hunter World. Did it even come out in 2019?
2019.
I don't know.
2018
Did it come out
maybe.
before then?
Maybe it's the end of 2018.
It probably came out on the consoles in 2018.
Hmm.
I don't know if it came out on the PCs before 2019
Oh,
or
it
not.
released early 2018. And August of 2018 for
well,
PC.
I'm
Close
very
enough.
topical. Of the games I listed, I think only like Anodyne 2 and an Indivisible actually came out this year. Like Kathy Rain's old, Backbone might have come out. Legend of Hand was old, Tacoma's old, Heat Signature, Battle Chasers, yeah. I don't think any of them are actually 2019 games anyway.
So I've been playing Indivisible. And you know how much like
Probably passed me already.
me and Fo were like really looking forward to it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was the demo better than the game?
100%.
Uh-oh.
Like I like it. It's really fucking beautiful. The animations and the art style is just fucking gorgeous. But I'm not sure. I'm just
The
not
combat's
very.
just not as... There's something about
Yeah.
the combat that feels different to me. I should
Yeah.
go back and play the demo. I probably still have it. I think I saved it to a drive. But yeah, I know. I'm glad I'm not the only person. You're the only one person who's played it. So I'm like, something about this is just not as compelling to me.
Yeah, like I don't know. I'm not thinking about it. I don't feel like I need to finish it. Kind of.
Yeah, I played it. I played in 5 episodes, and I haven't played it in like 3 months.
Damn.
I intended to finish it, but I just like, or I could play StarCraft. So it's like I'm just not.
Yeah. So do you guys have anything for your decade list?
I
Yeah.
have for sure 1, maybe 2.
Okay.
And it'll not be a surprise.
Is it games you played or games you feel like it's like?
Games I've played
okay.
for sure.
Undertale, right? Undertale.
Yes.
That's a
Yeah.
good one.
Undertale is definitely going to be my one. I think it was definitely my game as far as like most impact in the past 10 years for gaming for me. For sure in lots of different ways. I definitely feel it's a game that anybody could really play and enjoy. So that's why I also think it's a good choice for that. And I think it really kind of shook a lot of things up in the gaming world. So definitely that. I also need
Undertale's
to
a
give
good one.
it's a good game, yeah. I also do need to give a special honor, though, to the game I probably have sunk the most hours into in my entire gaming career, which is Skyrim. I feel like it wouldn't be fair to not mention that. So 2011, I had to check because I couldn't remember.
2011? Yeah, I was just checking out.
Yeah,
again.
2011. So yeah, Mass Effect cannot technically take the list because the first Mass Effect was 2007, so can't be on that one. But yeah, so
Mass
I
Effect
think
2
for
is
sure.
in my 2010 one. So.
Which one?
Mass
Yeah,
Effect
that's
2,
first. That's
2010,
fair.
yeah.
Oh, it is really good. I just feel right. I just don't feel right now putting the whole trilogy. But yeah, no, Undertale is definitely my number one. I have to give a special honor though to Skyrim.
So, I like to use a website called Game Rankings whenever I just want to look at different games from
Yeah.
different years. They fucking died. Fuck.
Oh no.
So apparently
no.
Metacritic is a sister website, and if you go to GameRankings.com now, it goes to Metacritic. And Metacritic search is so shit.
I know. What the heck?
It's really shit. Like Game Rankings has a proper
Yeah.
filter of like stuff and everything.
That
That
sucks.
really
That means
sucks,
that
man.
they got bought out and now they're just under crappy management.
I think they just they probably just wasn't making enough money to even maybe run the servers. Probably
Yeah.
that really sucks. Shit. I love Game Rankings. That shit I use so long.
I know.
So I don't really have one or two. I basically I try my best to go through all the years and see what were like the good
Yeah.
ones. So I have like Mass Effect 2 for 2010.
Yeah.
2011, I'm not so sure. I guess Skyrim. You gotta put that in it,
Who
right?
didn't play Skyrim, you know?
2000.
It's one of those games that, like, we can all make fun of it at its bugs, but we all played it and enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
2012, Persona 4 Golden. That shit was my favorite.
Oh, yeah, it's
that
true.
was a good
That
one.
was then.
2013, Wolf Among Us. Also, GTA 5 came out in that year, so I guess. But Wolf Among Us is more my shit. 2014, Child of Light came out 2014. And Tales from the
Child of Light
Borderlands.
made my list, yeah.
Tales from the Borderlands. 2015 would be The Witcher 3, of course.
That's fair.
But I also really enjoy Her Story. I thought that was a great game.
That was a good one. That one I
Did you
didn't
play
really.
Did you play the guy's new one?
did.
The new
I
one?
didn't.
Oh,
No, I haven't yet.
I need to play that one.
Yeah.
Sam Barlow is
Yeah,
name,
no,
right?
Yeah, her story was really good.
Yeah, I gotta play his new one. Apparently, it's not as good, but
Okay. Yeah, I think I did hear it wasn't as good, but it's
Which
still
game are you
worth it.
talking about?
Telling Lies. Telling Lies is a new
Oh,
one.
okay.
Yeah. So same guy who made Her Story.
Gotcha, right.
Writer is Sam Barlow. So he makes very like camera-esque. Like you basically go through like camera
Right.
footage. This one is mostly you go through webcams. So yeah, Telling Lies. I think it came out in 2019. It's quite new.
I thought it was this year, yeah.
2000.
It kind of reminds me like today. Remember the game VVVVVV?
Yeah. Oh, the source code.
Yeah, open access today.
Very cool.
Oh.
It's always cool when they release stuff for.
Open source.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
2016,
Some cool game
I
jams.
have a couple. I couldn't really decide, but Uncharted 4. I just love the Uncharted games. It's just really fun to go through it. It's just really cinematic and stuff. Doom 2016 and Witcher 3 Blood and Wine. Like DLC, the DLC is so fucking good. It's like a main game. 2017 was a good one. Nier Automata,
Oh, that's
That'd be
right.
my
Yeah.
list.
Yakuza 0,
Oh.
Persona 5.
I remember you had a hard time this year picking your game of the year. I distinctly remember that.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
I still gotta remember.
Divinity Original Sin 2 was also 2017. Jesus fuck.
Oh, okay. That old.
And an indie game that I really enjoyed, What Remains of Edith Finch, which I actually recommend people playing.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
Yes.
it's a
I do
walking
need to- I
it's a
have
walking
that.
simulator, but it's just really good. Like the best part of it is the house that you explore. The house is a character on its own. It's just so much fun seeing all these little nooks and crannies because it's one of those like really big houses, and there's just a lot of stuff. And 2018, Red Dead Redemption 2, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Dragon Quest 11, and Assassin's Creed Odyssey. But I've got to give it to either Spider-Man or Dragon Quest 11. Dragon Quest 11 because it's Dragon Quest, Spider-Man because it's Spider-Man. It's just That's why I kind of felt like 2019 was a bit weak compared to the 2 previous years.
I mean, yeah, I have different games than you for 2017, but I haven't. 2017 is still like the local maximum.
Is there like
I haven't
a?
had a game.
Is this like historically how it is when like that gap year where they move on towards the new console generation? I'm just wondering now.
Maybe, I don't know.
So yeah, Fo, what you got?
So I didn't sort them by year.
That's fine.
I wrote down all the games I played, basically. Well, not literally all, but almost all. Let me look through it real quick and figure out the ones that I liked a lot. Jet Set Radio, not from this decade, but that was a good one. Nier Automata, Doki Doki. Remember, I think it was 2017. Infra and Lisa and the Magic Circle. I all played
Yes.
really close together.
Forgot about that
those
one.
should be
Really good.
yeah. Pretty sure it's the last 10 years.
Yeah, those are definitely in the last 10 years. I don't remember which year specifically. I like the Warlock of Firetop Mountain was really good.
Lisa is 2014, so still in the decade.
Cool.
That was so good.
Westerado, Child of Light. Psychonauts is on there, but that's too old. Dark Souls 2, was that in the last decade? I think it was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
I think Dark Souls 1 was
Pretty
in
certainly was,
2009.
Dark Souls 1 was before
So
that.
anything
but
after
Dark
that
Souls-
should be fine. Yeah, 2009
Yeah.
was. Oh no, Demon Souls is
Yeah,
2009.
2014.
Oh, both Dark Souls 1 and 2. Okay. Oh, how do I pick? One's definitely better. I think my order of favorites is in 1, 2, 3, is best to worst. But I liked them all well enough. I played 2 the most. I think that's all the main ones. There's some random ones that I liked. Like Enslaved was a kind of fun.
Oh, that one's a good
random game.
That one's a good one.
But it's a kind of a janky game. It's just kind of this fun little gem. Like I didn't know what I was getting into, so it's kind of a surprise. Owlboy was pretty cool. I played a weird game called Lupus in Fabula, which was it's a point-and-click adventure, but all the art looks like it's taken from medieval tapestries.
That's pretty cool. Lupus Fabula?
It was very Lupus in Fabula. I don't know what it means. It's Latin for something. There was a cool kind of augmented reality game called Spellraiser, which was a dungeon crawler, and you picked up spells, and they were assigned to a key automatically, and there were 26 different spells. So by the end of the dungeon, you had just all the letters would be different spells you could cast. So that was just a fun, crazy game. Was Portal 2
I also
2010?
could be 2009.
Yeah, I remember it was in the middle of college.
Oh no,
But I think I was off
2011.
campus at that
Oh
point,
my
so
god,
it's
how did I
probably, Portal 2!
how did I miss that one? Portal 1 is maybe 2009.
Yeah, Portal 1, I was in high school.
2007. Damn. I also forgot to mention Bastion and Transistor.
I forgot about those.
Catherine too. Catherine was a
pretty
really good one. Very frustrating, but it
didn't
was
play
a,
Catherine.
it was a good game.
You remember Fran Bow? That game was
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I
We
never played it. I
interviewed,
watched
Dad.
it, but yeah, that was an interesting one.
They were working on, maybe she's still working on, a new game where you play as a cat. Which
I
I
think
really?
that it's out.
Oh,
Okay.
Or maybe it's still early access, I'm not sure.
Let me just, if I go to Fran Bow and then go to developers, that'll work, right?
Oh, I think the cat one is
take me
not
to
out
Code
yet,
Vein.
but she has a new one called Little Misfortune that came out last year, September. So quite new.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Oh, I see it. Oh, yeah, the same art style. That's pretty.
I guess if you like Frambo, you should like this one too, right?
Yeah.
More or less.
I'll add it to my wish list.
There's a demo too you can try out.
Good reviews and a good number of reviews. I'm happy for her. She was super nice.
She was. And I just thought she was quite an interesting person too.
Totally. And it's just her. Oh, for some reason, The Little Misfortune obviously Steam says it's similar to Frambo. Apparently, Steam says it's also similar to Lisa. I don't know
Okay.
why. So it's dark.
Lisa Dark is quite like
Lisa's darker than Dark Souls.
yeah.
I still gotta play it. I haven't had a chance to. I know it's
Yeah, that's
ugh,
just
but I haven't had a chance to.
yes, yeah. It got overshadowed by Undertale.
Absolutely.
Really? Were they out the same year?
They were out I think pretty close together.
Undertale was
2015?
2015, Lisa was 2014. So like
Oh, okay.
it has a. It's not similar, but it's that kind of like that weird low poly
Yeah.
RPG thing.
They look similar, and they both have the same highly meta style of like
Oh, okay.
like they're playing the player in some ways, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
and that's just this narrative that you can analyze, and Lisa's
Does
quite.
it have multiple endings and stuff?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And, yeah. I've gotten all the endings, but I definitely had to use external assistance to get some of them.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Super Mario Odyssey also came out in 2017. Jeez.
Oh, Odyssey, interesting.
You know how I didn't put Breath of the Wild on this list because I haven't played it yet.
I noticed. I noticed both either of you did. I was like, oh, that's a
Full played it
choice.
though.
I beat it.
I never played it.
I liked it.
just-
I mean, it's probably my favorite game I've played on the Switch.
Okay.
that's
But
fair.
none of the Switch games made my list of top 10. It was like, I
Mine
don't know,
was.
the story just wasn't as good for any... I don't think I played a Switch game with good story. Not to imply there are no Switch games with good story.
You just hadn't
like-
played one that was, but yeah. that's
Yeah,
fair.
I mean, the thing you like about Zelda is like the exploration
Yeah.
and the sandboxy, but it's not like,
Yeah.
there's not a super compelling narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I mean, the Switch is more of it's a handy thing to have, to play with kind of thing. So I get that.
Yeah.
They haven't done
I think
a lot
I'd
of
be
like.
less salty about Breath of the Wild if... Because I thought I explored the world very well. Like I thought I had a lot of gear. I had a lot of like little extra side perks, which is what I love about Zelda. Like, oh, if you catch all the butterflies, you learn like the infinite spin or whatever. And yet I still, in hindsight, found out I've missed major features like the ability to build a house. Like that's like
Wow.
a major thing,
Okay.
and I didn't
even know
know it was in the
I
game.
didn't even know you could build a house.
I
in
did not
it.
know you could build a house. God, I
There's
hate
like
games
two
like
guys
that.
who like appear at this one spot at this certain time of day, and they'll like build a house for you or something. I don't even know the details, but it's like that frustrates me that there's big things that are way too easy.
And
to
that's
miss.
why I think you like the Outer Worlds. It's big,
'Cause
but it's
you
still.
can't miss anything.
I don't think you'll feel like you miss a lot of things.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Because the only way you miss things is if you don't have the appropriate dialogue skill to open something else, that kind of option.
Yeah. Like if I'm aware I missed something because of a choice I made, like I don't want to find out about it from a website, right? Like if
Yeah.
everything's internal to the game, then I don't mind it as much. Like if I'd seen those guys and like maybe like spoken to them but like hadn't chosen the right build me a house option, I'd be like, oh, that was funny. That's silly of me. But like I just never happened to encounter these guys at this little window of availability. There's no clues or anything. But that game, Breath of the Wild, has like DLC, right? Or like a season pass? There's like a
Yes.
thing,
Yeah.
there's extra content for
Yeah,
it.
it's like $20.
I don't know what it's in it.
I have no idea. I think a new area and stuff. There's probably like more than just costumes, I think. Sarah, did you buy the Fire Emblem? Isn't that a season pass or something?
Oh yeah, I had gotten that when it was.
And
well,
that's like new story stuff,
I
right?
didn't buy it. It was a gift to me, but yes, it was came. Yeah, so I've been getting all the updates. The best feature so far is that you can feed the animals. It actually is a really actually useful feature during the game because the items they can give you are items that are really stinking hard to find. So that's fine with me. It was just kind of a joke because there's all these cats and dogs running around the game and you can't interact with them any other way. So they finally added a feature to feed them. So it's great. Yeah, I haven't seen what they have coming up next, though. I think there's another one that's coming up soon.
Like middle of this year, I think, yeah. It's probably the
Yeah.
biggest one, if I'm not mistaken.
There might I know the first one was pretty big. Where is here we go.
But yeah. Are you done with your list for?
Yeah, I am. I'm done. I was maybe gonna try and pick one as my favorite, but I don't know that I really want to. Oh, yeah, there's one game I wanted to shout out to. Doesn't really count. It never got made, but I really like and still sometimes think about the demo for The Devil's 8, which was a kind of side-scrolling platformer game, and all you did was fight bosses, but each boss had their own really cool song, and so they fought to this soundtrack.
What? I've never heard of
It
this.
didn't get funded. I played a demo of it on my channel. They had the first two bosses in the demo, and they wanted to get funding to make more. It had a good soundtrack. Gameplay felt pretty good. It seemed like it'd been a really solid $20 game if it ever launched. But
Oh, I think I saw this on your channel. Looks really familiar.
This isn't. We're going back in the decade at this point. This is not 2019 for sure. This is like 16 or something.
Yeah, they have a Kickstarter.
Add a Kickstarter.
Yeah, was unsuccessful. They only reached about slightly more than 50%. 2017. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah. Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. That was a really good game as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I actually haven't played it, but
seriously,
yeah, it's like the new.
You can
journey,
finish
right?
it in like 6 hours, I think.
Okay. A Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah. No more news. I'm not sure what's coming out this year, so I can't like look forward to anything yet. But the next
we'll
thing,
just find out.
The next thing I'll probably play is I'll probably subscribe to 1 month of the Origin Premiere one, so I can play Star Wars and also Vampire, however you pronounce that.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it free on Origin?
It's on the if you get the Premiere Access, you get it as well.
Got it.
So I'll finish Star Wars first, and then if I have enough time, I'll play Vampire.
I've almost bought that Vampire game a couple times now because it's gone on sale for like $20, which is like a pretty good deal for it. But like because I haven't even finished Indivisible, I just like haven't bought games. I'll be curious if it's good or not because it looks good.
Animal Crossing is coming out, right?
Yeah, that's the game I'm looking
The
for.
same day as the new Dune game.
What day?
Really? Okay, that's very interesting.
What day is that?
Do you know what month?
I just know I have a friend who she loves both games, and so the main joke I made was how she's just gonna go to the game store and buy them both when they come out. But they're on the same day.
On March 20th, 2020.
March.
Yes, that sounds right.
That's not too
What's
far.
the new Doom called again? Doom Eternal.
Yes, Doom Eternal.
That is. Does it say March? Not sure.
I'm pretty sure they come out the same day. Maybe I'm lying. I thought that was the whole. I remember that being a thing.
Ray as Hell on March 20th,
2020,
2020, developed by id Software.
Okay, I'm not crazy.
So yeah, I'm definitely getting Doom because Animal Crossing is like those fucking mobile games, right? Like those Facebook games you gotta be on every single day, right?
I mean, I've never played them because honestly, like farming simulators are not really my thing.
Really? Stardew Valley?
Not really.
Harvest Moon?
No, not really.
I don't like the farming aspect, yeah.
And not the farming aspect, although the creators of Stardew Valley are making like a magic school, and I am interested in that.
Sorry, what?
The mechanics are they're making like a magic school, like it's like Hogwarts but not Hogwarts.
The Stardew
what's
Valley
it
people.
called? Yeah.
Oh, so that one guy.
Yeah.
So, okay.
This sounds familiar.
Oh, that's cool.
But I've been thinking, like, in that one, there is, like, some farming aspect because you can make an herb garden, but it's not the only thing you can do. So it's all, like, similar mechanics, but it's just not farming. So I'm thinking, actually, of looking into it. Because that's my thing. Like, those kinds of games I'm okay with, but, like, farming is just something I'm not...
Yeah.
It's hard for me to care about.
The fun parts of Harvest Moon, to me, wasn't the farming.
Yeah. Like... How do I explain this?
People interactions.
Yeah, like I like playing House.
It's crazy
I like
that
playing House, but
it's crazy that he's still updating Stardew Valley. Oh, Witchbrook, is it Witchbrook?
Yes, that's it. I'm thinking of looking into that one because that one looks pretty cool. It's like Hogwarts, so it's like a magic school and stuff. That seems cool.
As long as there's no farming.
There's like you can make an herb garden, but that's kind of
some farming. I don't want to have to do farming.
It's not. It's not like that wasn't the only
okay,
thing.
Right.
Yeah, it's not like the main, because I think you have to like go to classes and stuff.
Wizard duels play out like RPG battles. Chucklefish wants to create an engaging but relaxing experience. Wants you to care about characters. There's a targeting mode. You can use forbidden magic, but you may get detention for it. You can go on dates and fall in love. You can also turn hearts to stone. Different activities, changing seasons, day and night cycles, curfew time. You try your progression in different forms of magic using a witch's permit. Yeah, okay, that sounds pretty cool.
It just, I think it's coming out. Did it say when it's coming out?
Nah, I don't think it's anywhere close.
I don't think it's anywhere close. But it sounds really cool. It's not like playing school. I'm down for that. I know it sounds silly, but like I've actually been kind of looking for a decent like.
They actually.
It's sad because Persona would be it. But
they actually released the design document out for Republic too. That's pretty cool.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would probably play this game. I kind of hope it comes on the Switch because I know Stardew Valley came out on the Switch, and it played pretty well.
I think the Switch version sold more than the PS4 version or I'm not sure, which is insane because the PS4 has a huge install base.
Yeah, but
to be fair, a lot of them play Call of Duty and Madden and like FIFA, so.
Oh wow, yeah.
Also, Switch is like handheld and just makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I saw because my partner played it. Like you have to understand that my partner just like blazes through games and then never picks them up again. So like she spent I think like 2 weeks going through the entire game and then never picked it up again after she kind of got like, yeah.
Can you do
like
everything in 2 weeks? I doubt it.
Not everything. Enough though. Like you can get a really good garden going. You can get married. You can all that stuff. Pretty much once she got married, that was kind of it. Because that is the longest part of the game is trying to get up the affection. Because I think it takes a couple of years.
How do you even review a game like that? Honestly, like there's just
I don't know.
So much stuff. I guess you can just review like the base mechanics, the most important mechanics, probably maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like
I don't know.
Like there's no point in reviewing the game anyways. Almost.
I mean, these days. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard because, like, I'm excited for this because, like I said, I enjoy playing House. It's funny because I didn't really get into The Sims much. But, like, for instance, part of the reason Skyrim was kind of fun was, like, I got the Hearthstone, or whatever it's called, that DLC. So I made my own house. I had my family. And so, yeah, it was kind of cool. Like, on this, what was it? What's that DLC called where you could get a house?
For, sorry, what game?
Build a house.
Skyrim.
Oh,
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And, like, it was super silly, but it was fun. Like,
I love playing house.
Yeah. Well, it was also fun because it was something also... Yeah, it was just fun to work towards, like, building all this stuff. I need to actually kind of get into The Sims because I never really did as a kid.
I would recommend... Really I can talk to you about it. Like, there are ways to, like, buy it proper so, like, you can, like, have the best buck for your...
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, The Sims is great.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that new? There's gonna be an indie competitor to it. Oh, God damn it! What's it called? I can't remember. We'll see the next time we record. So, but yeah, it's gonna be an indie competitor. I'm not. I think they're focusing a lot more on the building houses portion of it rather than the people and relationships. But it makes sense. You know how EA is huge and these guys are like not EA, so
yeah,
it's fine. But yeah, I think we can wrap up.
Yeah, I don't got anything else.
Do the thing.
All right, guys, this is Sarahscopic, SARAHSCOPIC. I am mainly on Twitter right now, but you can also catch me on another show I do called RNG and T. You can go to rngandT.com. We also have a Twitch channel, and sometimes I stream on there. Like, I actually streamed a Plague Tale on there a couple days ago, so that was cool. So, yeah, check me out.
And I'm Foehamner. I haven't published a video in at least 2 months, probably. So, but I will respond to comments on YouTube. Theoretically, I'll post something at some point, but no immediate plans. It's Sketchfest here in SF, so I'm actually taking a clowning workshop in February. So a lot of different just random acting workshops.
That's interesting.
Instead of recording.
I didn't know they do clown workshops. Okay, but do they teach you how to do those balloon animals?
It's not like traditional clowning. Oh, okay. It's more just like physical expression and vulnerability kind of stuff.
Right. Miming?
Yeah. I mean, it's not silent, but yeah.
Right.
It might be more in line with what you would think of as miming.
Oh, okay. That's cool. And I'm Pupunoob, PUPNOB. You know where. This has been episode 167 of the PlayonUltra podcast. Thank you very much for watching and listening. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.